How's it going? Welcome to my channel. Here in this video, which is actually my first video, I wanted to talk about something that I'm seeing going a lot in the dating market. As you know, race plays a pretty big part in the dating market. Some men prefer different women and some women prefer different men. Everyone's different, but when it comes down to it, a lot of people want the same thing. And when it comes to race, men are least favorable of black women, statistically proven. There are surveys conducted by a bunch of dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and probably more, and it showed that men are less attractive to black women, and when it comes to women, they're least attractive to Asian and Indian men, but men are seeking more of Asian women. The thing is, I wanted to keep this short and simple. The reason why men are least attractive to black women is because men simply want a submissive and feminine woman. And of course, black women have been taught to be independent, to be dominant, to have a masculine mindset, and to not let anyone throw them down, which I completely understand why. Black women are targeted a lot, especially with black history. As a black woman, you need to be independent, you need to be strong. But the thing is, when it comes down to relationships, that's not what men are looking for at all. It's shown that men are actually going outside of the United States to find a wife, to find someone to be with and pursue a future with, because in Western culture they want to be boss babes and they want to be masculine women and hot girl summer. Guys don't like that. Like, the least you will get is a guy wanting to sleep with you. Other than that, he's not going to want to build anything with you. He's not going to take you seriously. A guy wants a submissive, and I'm gonna say this word, and I know a lot of women are gonna get upset and think that I'm calling them a dog by saying this or something, but no, take your feelings out of it. But guys want an obedient woman. A woman who isn't going to lash out, who isn't going to act ridiculous, who isn't going to cause a scene. And that's something with black women that, you see these things on the internet. You see black women going to a restaurant and they're throwing a fit, they're acting crazy, and that's not attractive to men. You go to McDonald's and you order your food and your change is short by one, and you get mad at the cashier. You gotta understand that the cashier is human. Doesn't matter how many years they work there, they make mistakes. Mistakes happen. They'll be black women will be one change short, or their fries are not hot. It's cold. Just common mistakes. It's a very busy business. Things go wrong, and then they go crazy. They start throwing things, throwing a huge fit. Three people take out their phones. They're recording it. They send it through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Everyone's seeing it, and it's different than, let's say, a Hispanic woman throwing a fit at a store, because it's not so common. So when a Hispanic woman does it, it's like, oh wow, look at this girl acting crazy, just being, embarrassing herself. When it's a black woman doing it and you see on social media, everyone's thinking, oh my god, it's another black woman acting crazy, acting outrageous. It's another black girl being a black girl. So it's like, it's embarrassing. And me, I'm a black man. Okay, I probably should have said that in the video. I'm a black man. And when I see stuff like that, it makes me pretty ashamed to be black sometimes. Even though I'm a black man and not a black woman, it still makes me ashamed to be black, because as a whole, we should all be in the same standards. We shouldn't be acting the way, you see online. Like, you don't see white people really doing this. Yes, we got Karens and stuff, but, it's what it is. But it's a lot worse when you see a black woman do it, because, the history that we have. People are so quick to tear down black people. So, my point is, guys don't like women like that. I don't want to take a girl on a date and her food comes cold because, it's during rush hour, there's a lot of people, and, they're trying to get to everyone, and her food comes cold and she's upset, she's mad, she's throwing a fit, and she's embarrassing me and embarrassing herself. So, a guy does not want that. A guy does not want a woman who's going to embarrass him, whether it's making him seem weak, making her seem more masculine than him. Guys do not want that. And I know a lot of women, especially black women, are going to say, oh, it's because he's insecure. It's not, has nothing to do with that. It's not being insecure. Like, imagine if you went out with a guy and you met him, he was all masculine and strong, and, he was a man, and then you meet him on Wednesday and he's feminine.
Hi, I'm here for the slumber party.
You're like, what the hell? What's wrong with this guy? He has heels on, he has his nails done. This wasn't the guy you met on Monday. but on Wednesday he's completely feminine. You wouldn't like that. Women cannot be conditionally feminine, and men cannot be conditionally masculine. You should present yourself how you are, and how, if you want to attract a man, you got to present yourself as a feminine woman. If you make a lot of money, if you're a masculine woman, guys will probably want to sleep with you, but they're never going to take you seriously. They're not going to want to pursue a relationship with you unless it's a low value man. And I'm an average guy. I'm 5'9". I make the average amount of income. I'm not a high value man, but the thing is, I know my standards as a man, and that's why that separates me from other men. I know my standards as a man. I know my responsibilities as a man, and I appreciate a lot of men, and I have a lot of respect for a lot of men who are in the same boat as me, because it's not easy being a man. But of course, as a man, you're supposed to build yourself up. I'm only 20, and I'm building myself up. I live in California. I have my own place. I'm gradually getting up there. Going to school, work full time. It is what it is. But this isn't about me. Yes, wanting to seek a relationship, you cannot behave the way you behave. You cannot be a masculine woman. You cannot be dominated. You can't talk back to a man. A man does not like a woman who talks back, because most arguments are initiated by women. Most fits, most rage, most ignorant moments are initiated by women. Let's say you're watching this and you're married. You could probably agree with me. You don't cause most of the arguments. It's probably your girlfriend or your wife who initiates it. Same thing goes for divorce. Divorce is mostly initiated by women. Like, a man could be just relaxing, going to work, doing his thing, not knowing anything's bad's happening in a relationship, and then all of a sudden he's greeted with divorce papers. So it's important for a guy to have a woman who is feminine, obedient, and who's submissive, because a man doesn't want a woman who's going to lash out on him, embarrass him, treat him like shit, etc. But you see this happening a lot with black women, and sometimes it happens with Mexican women too. They're pretty strong and dominant too, but no one's talking about that because it's not super common as it is with black women. Like, something else that men don't really like so much, because the truth is, if you have hair extensions, if you have long ass eyelashes, you have a BBL, you have your boobs done, you have your edges, your baby hairs curled up with gel leather.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck? Get your ass on, right?
Guys might find it hot, and they might want to have sex with you, but they're not going to want to take you seriously, because men usually are attracted to natural looking women. Women who don't have to throw on 3 pounds of makeup just to go to the grocery store, who doesn't have to do their baby hairs, who no longer has their natural hair color and their hair color is dyed orange or red. Guys don't like that. Guys are not really attracted long term to women who has BBLs, who have ridiculous sized breasts that aren't natural. If they're natural, then okay, it is what it is. But guys like average women. Like, you could work at Starbucks and a guy could be making 7 figures a year, and he will still want to be with you as long as you live up to the standards of a woman. It doesn't matter to a man. It's very, very easy to please a man. But black women just make it a little bit harder because of the way that they carry themselves. Like me personally, I don't find the 2-inch, 3-inch eyelashes attractive. They look horrible. It looks like you got butterfly wings as eyelashes. It looks ridiculous. I'm not attracted to that. And some guys are not attracted to that. They'll probably be like, oh, she looks pretty bad in a semi-good way, and they want to smash, but that's about it. They're not going to want to take you seriously. Because when you dress like that, you got your butt hanging out, you got your breast out, guys are going to immediately assume that you're probably a hoe. And I know it's rude to say, but you may not even be a hoe. You just might like to look like that, but you're wearing a hooker's uniform. It's like a guy who dresses like a bum. He wears a oversized white t-shirt, cargo shorts, going to a club. You're going to assume that he's poor, but little do you know he has a Bugatti parked outside and he has a net worth of $20 million. You just never know. But he's wearing a broke man's uniform, and when the woman goes out looking provocative, she's wearing a hooker's uniform, so she's going to be seen as a hooker. It's as simple as that. And I know it's rude, but this world is built off judging books by its cover. We judge people just by the way they look. That's just how it works. It's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. We judge people how they look before we even get to know them, and sometimes based off how someone looks, it will determine whether someone wants to get to know that person or not. That person could be a really cool person, but if dresses like a bum, dresses like a hooker, a guy's not going to want to get to know her, and the girl's not going to want to get to know him. That's just the way it is. But I see this a lot. I've seen on Instagram, I see a lot with black women. They're dressing very provocatively. They're showing too much skin. They got 2-inch eyelashes. They're wearing 3 pounds of makeup, and it's so do like Mexican women, and other women do the same thing. But you see a lot in black communities. There's more of a fashion trend with black women, and guys just don't like that. We want a Halle Berry. She's grown. She's pretty old, but look how beautiful she looks. and she looks completely natural. Even if she has surgery, it doesn't matter. She looks natural. She's not wearing 3-inch eyelashes. She doesn't wear 4 pounds of makeup just to go out. She looks completely natural. But women, black women especially, they're looking up to women like Megan Stallion, the worst woman to look up to. Cardi B, worst person to look up to. Because then think about it like this: would you want your kids to look up to women like that?
Nope.
You got songs like WAP. You don't want your kids listening to that. You don't want your kids taking advice from that song or advice from those artists and considering them as an idol. You don't want that. There are men who are going to places like in Asia, going to Korea to find a Korean woman, because I'm using Korea for example because I know a lot more about Korea than most countries. In Korea, women are very submissive. They're very feminine. They take care of their skins. They're very fit, and that's something that's also different from United States and Asia. They're very, very serious about their body. They're very serious about their health. In America, you have girls running around saying body positivity, love your curves. You don't hear that in other countries because they know that's stupid, and they're wired to have a good body. They're wired to take care of their body. We promote body positivities in the United States. We promote obesity pretty much. We're pretty much promoting people to have high cholesterol, to have a ton of fat, have diabetes, pretty much to kill themselves. We promote that lifestyle, and a lot of people say, oh, because you're fat doesn't mean you're unhealthy. That's true, but then when you keep it up, it's going to eventually get to the point where you're going to be diagnosed with those things: high cholesterol, high blood sugar levels, whatever. So that's another reason why men are going to places like Asia, Europe, because women over there are very feminine. In Korea, women are very feminine. They're very submissive. They don't talk back. You don't hear anything about feminists over there. You don't hear anything about women trying to be boss babes or anything. You don't hear that in Korea. You don't hear that in most parts of Asia, because women know what a woman should be and men know what men are supposed to be. Things there are still very traditional. But in America, in Western culture, they like to change things. You have these things with pronouns, you have things with transgenders, whatever. But in most countries, things are relatively the same, and I feel like things operate well when they are traditional, when they're the same. When you start changing things, it makes things confusing, and that's when society starts to pull apart, because then you have people who like how things were and you have people who don't like how things were, and it separates people. But besides the point, men are going to these countries to meet women like that because they're submissive, they're feminine, they know how to behave as a woman. You don't see them wanting to become boss babes or anything like that, hot girl summer, being hoes. You don't see them dressing provocatively like they do in Miami, in Vegas, in Los Angeles. You don't see people dressed like that over there. It's quite unfortunate. It's pretty sad because I think black women are awesome. I think they're amazing. And I've met a lot of black women who do not act like that. But again, you have people like Cardi B and Megan Stallion. A lot of them think, okay, I need to be like that for men to accept me. Men find me attractive. Men will find you attractive, but they're not going to take you seriously. Because at the end of the day, okay, I get it, you're young, you want to, have fun, enjoy life. But when it gets to the point when you're grown, when you're about to reach your 30s, you're going to want a husband, you're going to want kids, you're going to want to have a nice house, white picket fences and everything like that. If your standards are too high, good luck. If you have a past, because men do not like women with a past. If you had a past when you're on OnlyFans or you're sleeping with a lot of guys, men are not going to take you seriously if they find out. If you're on the internet and guys see that, they see your Instagram, like you're posting bikinis and sexual pictures, it may not be sexual to you, but it's going to be sexual to a man. They're not going to take you seriously. So the thing is, the root of this whole topic, so I can end it, is that black women are very masculine. At least black women in America. It's the Western thing. But in Western culture, black women, they tend to have an attitude. They tend to get smart with you. They tend to want to argue and want to degrade men, especially black men. Like if a black man talks about a black woman, all hell breaks loose. But black women like to talk about black men for no reason. I mean, it is what it is. But guys are just not attracted to that. It's something you could change. You're taking the wrong inspirations. You should be inspired by other black women. Like I listed, Halle Berry. She's freaking awesome. Halle Berry's amazing. Very beautiful. And she had a lot of experience. She's been on this world for a long time. And she looks gorgeous. And everyone loves her. You shouldn't be admiring women like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. They're a bad image for your kids. Like when you have kids, you do not want them to look up to her. They should be looking up to, their mom if their mom took a good path. So yeah, that's really what it breaks down to. They're very problematic, very masculine, very argumentative, and guys just don't like that. That's why a lot of men, they kind of go for Hispanic women, even though yeah, they may be a little argumentative, but most Hispanic women have no problem cooking. They know how to cook. But a lot of black women, for some reason, if you ask them to cook you something, they will not bother cooking for you. And you're providing them a place to stay, you're bringing income. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't matter if it's $30,000 a year. At least he's doing something. He's working a 9 to 5 job, a job he probably hates, you know. But it is what it is. It's hard to be rich, you know. It's really hard. But Hispanic women and Asian women, they'll cook for you. They'll keep the place clean. They'll keep the energy there. As long as you're loyal to them, they'll be loyal to you. But you could be doing everything for a black woman, and she'll complain at the slightest thing. If you ask her to cook something, she'll escalate the situation. So that's why a lot of men don't want to risk being with a black woman, because they're very argumentative. They complain a lot. They want to go out a lot. They want to go clubbing. You know, a man will like a woman to cook for him, to be home, to make sure things are clean while he's out working 8 to 12 hour shifts. He's barely home, and then when he gets home, he's stressed out, he's tired, he doesn't have food on the table. The least he wants is for the place to be clean, for him to have food, for him to not have to worry about anything when he gets home. Hispanic girl, she'll cook you a Thanksgiving meal right before you get home from work. And that's something I also read a lot about with black women, because you know, I'm not just saying these things from the top of my head. I'm not just making things up. These are things that I read about with men. I read a lot of articles about this. You guys can simply Google it as well. It's a lot of things that men are not satisfied when it comes to dating black women. And I'm not trying to trash black women. This is just a wake-up call. Like, if you want to find a man, you need to change your image. You want to find someone long term, you need to change your image, and you need to debunk these stereotypes, because a lot of stereotypes are just fake, but a lot of what I'm listing are actually real. Black women listening right now might be like, oh, that's not me. You're the exception to the rule. I'm talking about other black women. But again, you know, I'm a black man. I love being black. But sometimes it's a little shameful. So, as a black man speaking to a black woman, be feminine, be submissive, be a loyal woman. Don't be too irrational. Don't stop being aggressive. Stop being masculine. Stop trying to be someone you shouldn't want to be. Especially if you're looking for a relationship long term. You're not going to find it if you have an attitude. You're not going to find it if you carry yourself the way that you see these women carrying themselves, trying to be a 305 girl. A guy's not going to take you serious. It's as simple as that. It's the unfortunate truth. You may not like it, but it is what it is. If a guy's taking care of you, you shouldn't complain when he expects food on the table. You got a roof over your head. He's providing money for groceries and stuff. You should not complain. You should keep the place clean. You should want to keep a place clean. If I was staying at someone's place, I would keep the place clean too. And I'm a man saying that. You know, just keep them happy. It's their house. They allow me to stay here. So, yeah, that's pretty much my point. Do better, and you will be more accepted. Again, this isn't to bash black women at all. This isn't. I'm telling you the damn truth, okay? Because a lot of men ain't gonna tell you. They're just gonna get what they want, and that's it. I'm just telling you the damn truth. I know y'all see it too. You see it on the internet. You may not even be the type of black woman I'm talking about, but I know you see on the internet. You see these black women going crazy, getting fights in public, you know, getting kicked out of clubs. So black women are the only women who gets kicked out of clubs, get kicked out of restaurants and stuff like that. And it's embarrassing, very embarrassing. Like, being black, you know, for the black community is super embarrassing. It's just, black women are just not classy. That's what it is. So, you know, work on that, and you'll be accepted more. Men are going to love you. Men are going to want to be with you. And if you're like, fuck it, I don't need a man. Okay, cool. But don't ruin it for other black women, because unfortunately, you guys are judged as a collected group. One black woman does something, everyone thinks, oh, all black women are like that. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. It's the same with black men. Like, it's the same for Asian men. Like, an Asian guy can have a small penis, and apparently all Asian men have small penises. You know, it is what it is. But you guys are judged as a collected group. If you do something bad, like if you're like, I don't need a man, okay, that's cool. But don't ruin it for other black women who want a man. Don't act a certain way. You're gonna devalue other black women who want a man. So carry yourself a better way. And if you don't believe me, or if you're salty and you don't want to believe it, you can Google it. It's on the internet. You can Google it. There's been statistics. I know I didn't provide any in a video. I'm not trying to do too much editing, because I'm also working on something else that I'm going to put more time into, actually right after this video. So yeah, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something there. If you guys agree with what I said, comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you agreed about. Let me know your opinion. Leave a like. If you disagree, I know YouTube disabled the dislike thing. You can't see the count, but you know, dislike the video so I can at least see it, and comment down what you disagreed with. And thank you all so much for watching. Please take care and be safe.